If you're having trouble with mathematics, numbers getting problematic, don't you panic. Check MathWiz, the best math tutor on the planet. From fraction to algebra, simple maths, add up some trigonometry into that. Learning math is fun with MathWiz, and that's a fact. We're rooting for you.
Alright guys, so let's go straight into today's lesson. For today, we're going to be looking at identifying like terms, and this is actually something that I see many students have a problem with, right? So because there's sometimes where the letters look the same, or signs, some persons are just not able to see how do I group my like terms. Well, there are three things we want to note. The first thing is that the numbers can be different. The second thing is that the signs can be different. The third thing, which is the main thing, is that letters or symbols must be exactly the same. So I'm going to use a few examples just to do some comparing so that you are able to see the difference. The letter with the 2 on top, we refer to that as squared, and for the letter with the 3 on top, we refer to that as cubed. Okay, so now some persons may look at this and they will say, but miss, these are all x's. Of course they are the same. And at that point, we want to say, though they look the same, they are not exactly the same. And so for this, x squared, and x cubed would not be like terms. So you may be wondering, what do like terms look like? Well, let's use the x. Well, let's say we had 2x, 3x, and minus 5x. As you can see, from the first part of the rule, I had mentioned that the numbers can be different. So you can have 2, you can have 3, you can have minus 5. That is not what will make them not like terms. We then have x, we have x, and we have x. Those all look exactly the same. And by exactly, you mean if you look in a mirror, do I look the same? Right? So you might have this and you might say, okay, well, miss, it's the same as the x. No, this person here looks as if they have on a hat, right? And then maybe this person here has on a chain, right? So the point is they do not look exactly the same when we put them in the mirror. I also wanted to highlight that even though you have these as positive and then you have a negative, that does not change the fact that they are also like terms. So once the numbers and the signs, that's not what you focus on when you're determining like terms. You want to focus on the letters. So yes, for this we would say they are like terms. Then let's look at another set of examples. Let's say we have minus 4x squared, x squared, and 6x squared. So again, we're not going to focus on the numbers or the signs. We are going to focus on the letter, right? And the x, we see that all of them is x squared. And so, yes, all of these are like terms. Similarly, if you have more than one letter beside each other, you are still looking for them to be the same. And so in this case, yes, the x's are the same, but in this case, the y's are not. And so overall, we would say that these are not like terms, right? Because remember, the letters must always be the same. So this is like a vanilla shake. This is a vanilla shake, but with sprinkles on top. And we want 2 vanilla shakes, for example, if it is that we were going to have like terms. But let me show you an example where it could be considered a like term. So let us say you have minus 2xy and you have 3xy. Now again, we are not focusing on the numbers or the sign. You are focusing on the letters. And yes, the x and the y are both the same. And so for this, you would say that they are like terms. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 to try on your own. You're going to tell me if they are like terms or not. and then you can go ahead and move on to part 2 of the video, where we will look at adding and subtracting like terms. So go ahead, press pause, try these questions on your own, and then you can press play to receive the solution. Okay, so provided you work those on your own, so we want to look, again, we're not focusing on the numbers or the sign. We have y and we have y squared. They are not exactly the same, and so we say these are not like terms. Let's look at the second one. We have m and we have exactly m, and so yes, for the second one, these would be considered like terms. So again, you do not consider the sign. What you want to focus on is simply the letters. Then for the third one, the x squareds are same, and the y is also the same for both. And so yes, you would also consider these like terms. If you did find this video useful, be sure to leave a comment below. Be sure to ensure that you watch the other part of this series, because this is just the introduction, so that once we're adding and subtracting and we need to group them, you would have already been able to identify what like terms look like. Okay, here at Matthews Academy, I continue to root for you, and I will see you in the next video.